Evening all. Okay, I'm streaming the daily Warzone final. I'm going to try not to be such a chicken this evening, so it's either going to be a really painful experience or a really hopefully fun and rewarding experience. So this will be very interesting. I'm not going to offer or accept draws. I hope not by accident or fear induced or whatever. Doesn't matter what rating. So I'll just mention it in the stream room. Okay, so I don't know if I'm even going to get into the top 10 tonight, but whatever happens, I think it will be fun games, I hope, or quite a painful experience. But anyway, let's go for it. So this morning, anyway, I won the morning bullet, and I didn't offer any draws, and that was quite good fun. But that was on bullet. This is 2-minute chess. Could be a lot more challenging. It's usually a lot more challenging. Okay, average rating 2111, 51 have entered. I've also got an inflated rating, so oh no, what's happening here? So I was about to say my time odds is going to be high. I'm hoping I'm going to get connected back again. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm hoping to get a game now. It seems to have been reconnected. I hope I didn't miss the first game. That would be a bad start. So, okay. The chase was really accelerating. Oh, yeah. They managed to beat the chaser. Just a 2-person team, 4 pushbacks, and okay, the London World Championship candidates is coming 2 days' time. So Coulson's got Aronian first round, and second day he's got Kramnik. So I'm going to try and do some videos on that on the YouTube kingscrusher channel each day. Okay. Maybe time to call a quick. No time. Okay, so play D5. Oop. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We've got some dark squares. Well, he hasn't gone the whole hog with E4, and he's trying to attack me. Now he's gone E4 delayed, so he's lost the tempo there. Still weakening some dark squares. In the Botvinnik game against Tao, I haven't uploaded that session yet, but maybe I should, because there's some very interesting games in some sort of technical aspects. I might try and upload that later. That would be worth checking out, I think, even though the games weren't mega exciting. But I love this bishop here. What about just Queen B6, celebrating the bishop now with battery? I'm on B2. What does White do about that? Let's imagine Rook F1. Okay. I've got Knight H4, Knight G2. In fact, this bishop looks trapped here. After F6. Well, there's Knight A4, I guess. Knight A4 to attack my queen. Queen B3. Am I getting my queen trapped? There's Bishop C2, there's Queen C4. Still on that knight. No, he's got Bishop B3. No, Bishop B3 with Queen C2. What about B3? If B3, that's a pain. Okay, so he's getting out of it. Okay, well, there's still Bishop E3 and Queen C2 here. So I'm hoping Bishop E3, Queen C2. Am I getting? There's Queen A2 for Rook C1. I don't think I'm getting. It'll be unfortunate if my queen's trapped after all that. He's got Knight B6. Hang on, it's winning material, which he didn't use. Okay, so maybe, well, knight b6 is a pain now, but not so much of a pain. Both rooks protecting. c8. Can I do something with this? Actually, well, this one. My bishop stack. Get my bishop out. Get my bishop out. f4. What about knight h4? That's the obvious one for knight g2, coming to think about it. Knight h4. I don't want to allow coordination of his queen and rook here. Why didn't I spot knight h4? It doesn't matter now. Okay. He's on that c8 bishop. Okay, I'm going to have to give that up to get something over here, maybe. Okay, what about f takes now? So I've got a lot of pressure on f3. Oh no, he's trapping my queen. He is trapping my queen. Okay, I've still got a lot of pressure though on his king side. He's only got 23 seconds. And I get to save my bishop, I think. Well, I get a lot of pieces. A lot of pieces. Okay, I can try and rescue this knight as well. Still protect this pawn for a moment with check. It's worth doing. There's rook f1 if, or knight c2. Get the queen instead. I think it's all over. Okay, let's try and see the cross table. Oh! Cross table? Scoreboard. So f4. Okay. Okay, I think taking with the queen might be okay because there's no immediate tempo gainer. I'm taking here for FG. That looks fun. If I'm attacking his queen and the rook, and I also, well, that's really interesting. So the check, because there's bishop h6. Okay, what about knight d5 here? Rook e8, queen d5, I think maybe not. I'll just use this third rank, so knight h4 for queen g3. What else? Knight f5. We're just taking this. Should weaken his king position a little bit. Oh, that was mega dumb of me. Why did I do that? I can attack his bishop. Oh, mess this up. I mean, get the bishop out like this. I'm 30 seconds down on the clock. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Okay, I have to try and just forget it. What happened? Just maybe keep the pressure on. H4, H5. There's no back row mater just yet. Right, so I go queen d2. So I've got queen h6. Or not. What about rook e1 as a threat now? Queen h6 again. 27 seconds. What about queen d4? If queen e2, queen d4 for queen h4. What about trying to double? Well, queen b2 is possible here. Oh, he's got queen f1. Oh, he didn't use that. Ah. Oh dear. Oh, I don't want queen e1. He's just going to win on time. My time odds is too much. And I messed up this game. It's a shame. Okay, can I get round here if I go queen c7? Where does that take me? Nowhere. Okay, 17 seconds. He's got perpetual if he wants. Have I got... I'll try for this queen h8. 10 seconds. He hasn't got queen e1. Give up my queen. That's a wasted game. I was doing alright. I bishop trapped, knight g6, just knight f5. But my time odds, I don't know, I think the time odds are not going to help tonight, but anyway. Let's just carry on. I think e4 here for knight e5. Or knight b4, if bishop g2, knight b4. I'll just still aim for knight e5 now, for knight d3. Okay, so bishop e2, maybe just d6. If I do this, is that terrible? Okay, I've got bishop f5 for knight d3. Okay, I think knight d3. What about bishop e3? Is that any good here? For knight g4 after? So knight g4 will threaten. Okay, bishop h3 doesn't quite work. What about d2 actually for bishop d3? Or just castling, Actually, queen f3 does bishop h3. It's a bit overloaded there. It's queen. What is the score anyway? What is the score? Okay, back to tournament. I can't see the scores. Oh dear. I'm going to have to close that tab. Okay. New at school. And we got one of my favourite Morris Smiths. Maybe queen b3. I want b7 and f7. Oh, there's not knight d5, but there's this. Because you've got queen e4 there for knight d5. So I've got double attack. Okay, so just bishop b5 here for a moment. Rather than take the rook, keep his, I think taking that knight is more juicy, and then I can play, well, oh that was good. Okay, so that puts me, oh there's no, oh okay. Hopefully I'll see it next time. Oh, okay, h-pawn attack. There was a classic John Nunn game actually in a similar sort of variation, where white castled a bit too quickly, and Nunn just went for a savage attack. Sometimes in long games you can do this. Sometimes knight d5. Okay, it was queen g6 for h5. Although he can just do this, knight d5, he can take the bishop, move the rook. Oh, he hasn't done so. It's good for me, but he always had king f1 there. Okay, so now I think, well, bishop g3 looks dangerous. Okay, I think just, well, rook h2 or rook h1. I think rook h1 for winning the queen. with rook h2 is good fun. And there's always f2 after this. Alright, so despite the loss, I have the bit of luck to balance out so far. And no draws. Could get really tough at some point. But, okay. This is going to be a gambit. I want to try and get the queen to g4. Cautionary gambit. Actually, I think I'll take here. Put the knight on over here. Try and defend the king side of it. I think knight. Okay, bishop e3 or bishop g5. Trying to create some weaknesses. There's rook c1, knight e5. In fact, okay, if I just go back, it's done its job, sort of. I've got to try and avoid getting slaughtered on the king side. So, what about just putting the bishop here? Because the weak light squares, queen c2. Mind you, I should defend d4 if I can. Mind you, e5 is going to be a pain. For f2. Okay. Right. If I just... if he takes, there's queen d3. Okay. He blocked up the diagonal a little bit, but there's knight f2. Bishop g4. Well, I haven't got my bishop over there. My knight is hanging here, unfortunately. No, it's not. Alright. It's pretty bad, though. Actually, d5 would be worth taking. I get this diagonal. Actually, knight e4, or just the bishop, in fact. Just taking the bishop. Okay, so now it's looking up. Because I can try and win this pawn, get back on this diagonal. In fact, it's even better. Well, I'm not on e4, so okay, d5, queen h6. This bishop could be useful. Okay. Now his knight's protecting my king here, but after knight e4, it's not. Bishop e4. There's a horrible double check. I could end up getting horribly mated. So, decision time. Well, I can take the queen here. I think that's prudent in the circumstance. So there's still knight g6, and I'm ahead on the clock. I'll just take this for knight g6. Okay. Bishop g6, bishop b4 check, bishop g6. So I've got bishop b4. Okay. I've got an extra bishop. That's usually good news. Okay. Okay. So, harsh panda. Oh, just harsher panda. Okay. Actually, maybe knight e4. Oh, do I want to give up that bishop? Not really. I've got knight e4 on the cards though. So what about bishop d2, knight g5? If I play bishop d2 for knight g5, he's got to lose bishop. Oh, he's got bishop d2. Yeah. What about d3 coming up for knight d2 and then bishop f3? Again, that's a bit optimistic. It's d3 here for rook d8. If ed, bishop f3 and knight d4. What is... Okay, so knight d4 here. That gives me knight f3 check. That'd be quite juicy. For knight to d2. Okay, I'm on the e1 square as well. What is that rook? There's queen e2 here for f2. Right, say he defends with rook f1. I think I want to get rid of his bishop at some point. Maybe just if I just treble on okay. I'm getting rid of that bishop anyway. Okay. This knight. Okay, what about getting a pawn over here to h3, then rook e4, then queen f3. So I'll just try and weaken these light squares. Okay, he'll probably move that bishop. Nope. Okay. Didn't again. I think I'll take because I'm annoyed by taking usually. Oh. Yeah, did I just blunder? It's provocative because queen d5 is queen e7. What about bishop f7 though, queen d5 to win this loose bishop? So knight g4, bishop f7, king f7, queen d5. So knight g4, bishop f7, king takes, queen d5. Okay, still here. Okay. Actually, if king e7, maybe knight g5. Can I just put my knight on e4 here? Keep my queen on that diagonal. Okay. Alright, I'll use e4 instead because this bishop a6. So, get the queen back to base, knight e4. Or not. I was like f5, getting harassed here. So, g4. What about just knight e4, bishop d2, and try and castle queenside? So if I just try and, or actually g4 is no knight h6. Okay, well, knight h6, f5 for bishop g5 now. f5 knight g4, f5 knight e5 bishop g5. Okay, I think I just want to castle queenside and. Okay, bishop b6 for knight d6. Or, what about just f5 coming up? f5 for f6. This knight's loose. I'll play f6 and undermine the knight. And bishop b6 is a useful forcing move to be aware of. Knight d6 is another useful forcing move to be aware of. I think just maybe like this, just on h7 for a moment. Okay. I'm tempted just to do this because it weakens his king. Knight d6. I can win the exchange, or I can't win. I'll just win the exchange and then get the queen back to try and pressure on d7. Okay. So here, rook d6. Well, there's even queen e3 now. Get this out of the way. There's rook d5. Okay. I was going to play f4. Oh, we have a delay. Yeah. Being a bit provocative here. If I get bishop g4, this centre could be slightly vulnerable. Why didn't I just take on f3 or knight d4 there? Well, actually no, bishop f7. I mean, this king safety issue on the f file. But now, yeah. Well, now e4 might be a bit vulnerable. Okay, well, the centre generally now after knight e4. I'm on e3 if he takes on b4, thankfully. So knight c2 if rook e1 maybe. Okay, now maybe this h2 if I play c5, get the bishop back. Alternatively, I can just take care of bishop d4, but he's got bishop f7s. Okay, if I put the bishop back on c7, I'll be threatening bishop f3. In fact, h3 if I take king g1 after, there's nothing. He's really on f7 now, I think I have to take that. And try and... Oh. Okay. Anything loose to exploit here? This back row, it's got a back row weakness. If I take with the queen, he just plays rook f5. Bishop f7 anyway. Rook f7. On rook e6, bishop f7 works. For bishop b3 for rook h6, maybe. If, okay, that's interesting. Now attacking his queen. Ah, that was a good point. This check might be useful for f4 at some point. My g7 is vulnerable. Okay, can I use... what about queen d6? Nice pin and win. Still keep the pin, I suppose. For rook e8, I suppose that's the most annoying. Rook e8 coming up if he moves his king. Okay, so can I just simply take this? Okay. Two, three, one. And 6. I'm not going to offer any draws as promised. Let's have a go. Morris Smith with F4, I hope. Nope. Okay. Okay, if I try and get rid of this defensive bishop for a moment. I think I can play for not knight d5, but knight d5 here, just for this c file. I'll try and get some advantage on the c file, if possible. Actually, bishop e2 on f5. Right, can I try and get this pressure off my queen side? Or not, he's on e4 as well. So it can come down. Actually, rook c2, there's bishop d1, unless he wants to sack the exchange, which might be powerful. Well, there's b3 as well, knight for b3. Why don't I just play b3 here? I can kick this queen again. Oh, right, he's got a dangerous rook c3 invasion. It's queen b6. I don't want to go away from my king, but h6 I'm going to get my queen trapped at this rate. Actually, there's rook f3 and yeah, I think that's pretty bad. I don't want to lose e4 here, so come back to defend e4. On knight g4 looks pretty vicious. Whoops. Okay, I'm holding on to f2 just about. I think he's mating me actually, because queen h6 is pretty. I think it all went wrong. My king safety has all gone wrong. What about, I don't know, rook takes f4, gives me queen d4 potentially? Just to avoid too many checks on h3. Yes, I think this doesn't look like a healthy king. I'll put the king on b3. Yeah. Is he going to move quick? Can I salvage a draw? Let's see. Does it take 10 seconds to finish me off? Nope. Okay. That's a shame. My king safety, it was unnecessary to allow my king. Well, that c file led to my king safety doom because that rook takes f3. Oh well. It's not right either. Oh well. Let's protect this g6 when I can, or at least get the lance going bishop. Okay, interesting. Okay. This actually protects e5 and g6. So can I play for knight f4? Or even rook takes f3, knight f4? It's getting a bit dangerous. There's pressure here on my king side. Can I just about stretch to this move? I don't know. There's knight f3. I'm tempted for that. He's got everything covered here, it seems. Actually, there's no knight h3. Bishop f5 is a bit of a poxy move. With the bishop on e4, okay, b6 or something. It's getting a bit tricky. But he's weakened g4, so bishop g4 now, coming up. Okay. Can I just sack that knight here? Because, I don't know, it's looking a bit dangerous. Well, at least, like, for the exchange, it would be dangerous. Well, it's bishop f5 now for knight h3. Okay. So knight f5. It's got bishop e4 again. Or is knight d4, queen e4. Actually, knight d4, I think his pieces are loose. So what about, okay, queen e4, just take on f4. Okay, that's looking good. Actually, I could have just taken on f2. That's rook e3. Okay, there's knight f3. Which gives me knight h4. There's rook f4, king h5. No, there isn't king f5. I'm going to take the queen here. Okay. Miles off though. I'm miles off at the moment. There's people on massive scores. Okay. But overall it's still fun. So come on. King's Gambit. And this looks very provocative what he's done here. Maybe e5. Test the boat here. e5. So bishop e7, e5. Interesting. So bishop c5, knight f6. This bishop's loose on c5 a little bit. Okay, it looks like an extra pawn. Knight f2, just rook f1. I'm playing bishop e3 now. Yeah, let's take this off. The knight looks good, so h3 and g4, just play for this e6. So if I win e6, I'm attacking the rook. If rook e8, knight c7. Ah, okay, that helps. So gap's not too much, but it's there. D. What is Queen F6? So I want B2. Right, so if I play for knight E5. Alright, if I go back then C6 or go forward, actually I might knight E7. That wouldn't be a good idea. Let's get rid of this knight. Is E4 a target here? Well, this knight might be a target. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and can I double like this with rook E4? Yeah. And that bishop's useful here to stop rook E2. Okay. I think I have to play bishop D7 on D7. Oh, rook D3. Come on, what am I talking about? Rook D3. There's bishop E2 here. Rook, king F2. Doesn't do anything. So why can't I just take this and then bishop D7? Blockade. Okay, I'll bring the king to E6. I'll stop the support of pawn. Actually, rook E4 just to get rid of. Okay, I'm going to get this pawn. Well, don't need to lose my pawns that quickly. In fact, oh, okay. It's difficult to stop this C pawn with the king cut off. He's not giving me it. Not giving me the game. Oh well. Hang on. Ah, he is. Alright, so 17 minutes 40 to go. Okay. I'll try and play this setup instead now. Sort of Roxy bind. But he hasn't fianchettoed. If this B6 square with Queen F2. Or not. Nope. No time. I have to play B3, I think. Is he going to take my bishop? Yep, otherwise that would have been useful. Still got bishop E6 on the cards. I'll use it here just for the sake of it. Might be useful to blockade anyway. Okay, can I do anything on the king side? Okay, he's weakened D6 actually. So D6 clear target. Mind you, D5 is possible to lose knight here. Oh, he's got to take, because he's got knight E4 taking my queen. There's queen H4, I guess, attacking his knight. The knight goes back. I can try and put pressure on the side. Well, he's gone into a pin, which isn't going to last long at all. Okay. No good, no good. What have I done with this position? What about getting knight to h5? Knight f4 to h5. Or d4? No, it's queen c5. Queen g5 here. G2 is vulnerable, so it's g7 maybe. I suppose queen g5. Queen g5, queen c7 maybe. Well, queen e5 looks good here. No, it doesn't. G2 is always a problem. Okay, if I do something about this for a moment. Okay, so I can't get my queen anywhere. I'm on f7 though. There's queen d4. Well, he's getting short on time. I don't know if... There's no... okay. I can't get back on this diagonal. There's queen h... No. Queen f4. Protects the rook. Takes h6. Actually, queen f6, king h7. I think queen h6 is the major threat here. But he's on my rook. So I can't do anything too adventurous. Knight f7. Alright, I'll use the correct pass pawn. Okay, is this a bit loose? Okay. 13 minutes to go. Okay. My castle queenside, it looks like a reasonable position. It's giving me pressure. I think I will take my double pawns here, but my king's a little bit... okay, maybe not. Yeah. So, what's going on here now? If I put this... if I get rid of this bishop... he's only got one bishop. That would help. Or we can c4. Maybe knight e5 to c4. So that gives me a nice knight. Block this bishop and play c5. Or I could try and double bind here and then play c5. I'll c5 right now. Is it nothing too concrete? Oh, f5 pin on here for a moment. Alright, so bishop f4, rook e6. So just to get that rook e2 in should be worth something I would have hoped. But his pawns are quite dangerous. Okay. Well, there's knight f5 as a nice little trap that I'll leave here, which he went straight into. Oh, he's even losing the entire rook because of that pin. Okay. It can't be worth that pawn. In fact, try and interrupt this pawn. Okay, he's resigned. So 10 minutes 13, it's not such a bad position, but okay. Repeat of this position, which I don't mind. Still don't mind it. Okay, so what would be a good way of... Okay, he's got some weak dark squares. So something like, okay, this, I'm on f3 actually now. Can I get rid of that again? Get a knight to c4 again. I've got two things on f3 here. I think f3 is going to drop. Okay. Attacking his bishop. I suppose he takes. Can't move mating that or anything. Can I? If I get knight on b3 at some point, so a4, c3, knight b3. There's simply knight c2 here. And if rook f7, there's a4. So I've got mating net made for rook a1. If b3, well, I just take the knight actually. Okay, so knight c4 and then... Okay, you're going to attack my rook, big deal. Oh, I suppose that's a problem, that pawn. Okay, I'll make sure these pawns are not going too far. Can I not just bring my king into... Okay, his pawns are actually blockaded here, so can I just march my king? So he plays e7. What is he? If he attacks the knight now, rook e6. So I've got rid of his dangerous pawn. I can go back. Okay. Get rid of this one. Okay, I'll put the knight on d5, I think, for knight b4. So rook g1 threatened. Six minutes. There's some heavy guns in there. This is kind of interesting. Can I gam it again? It's giving me the centre. I'll play knight g2. So knight f3 coming up. I don't know, he's going to take or not. Alright, I can play for e5. I'll keep the bishop on the dark squares. Play for e5. Get f4 needs to be covered. I think I'm going to castle over here. That pawn on g3 doesn't look too good. Oh, okay. Oh, f2 looks vulnerable. Actually, knight f4 looks dangerous. Rook g1. Oh, knight f4 to take. He thinks, oh, for rook f2. Oh, no. For queen f2. Try and shield this f2 square. I don't mind this. Okay, these pawns look quite good. Supported by the king. I go for d6 and okay. I don't know, knight g5. Okay, well, king. I don't know if my king's getting in trouble though. Okay, there's rook e7 or to protect this. Maybe d7 or rook e7, d7. I think knight f3 and king g3 actually, or d7. d7. Queen here. Two rooks for the queen. Okay, 2:31. Is this guy still in the tournament? Yeah. Okay. Can I play for this? Try and play for a quick. No, that's not going to help. What am I thinking there? Maybe queen e5. Queen e5, knight g4. Okay, so okay, h4 coming up. If h3, h4. Otherwise, well, knight e3 takes queen g3. Mind you, f7's weak, so I have to defend f7. This doesn't look too convincing. You can play all sorts. Okay, right, I'll grab this. If I castle and then, hello, rook d8, is that any good? So e4 might be a problem. Right, there's a pin there. If I play for rook e8, just e5 looks vulnerable. If I play for e5, I'll just get the pieces off, or okay, I've got pressure on e4. I might just rook d4, tries to protect that. I'll get the queen off here. I don't think there's too much left in the tournament. Ah, okay, that's dangerous. What about rook g4 just to get this rook off? Rook g4 might be important. So queen g6. Actually, then rook d1. There's king h2. Rook g4, queen e5. Oh, it's a pin and win scenario. Oh, the tournament's completed. 4th. I think that's pretty good. Oh, 5th. 5th. No draws. 5th. I think, yeah, I enjoyed that. I hope you guys did. No draws. And, yeah, okay, comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.